What I've noticed is that when people tell you to follow your dreams, they mean it in a very wishy-washy, everything is sunshine and rainbows kind of way. And when you do actually try to chase your dreams, you'll find that other people will tell you to be more realistic. This is depending on how big your dreams are, but most of the time they're called dreams for a reason. Dreams are only imaginary, they're unattainable, they're something that only the top percent get, or you have to be very lucky. But I notice when people try to actually start chasing their dreams or put work towards it, others are like, you're doing too much, you gotta be realistic, you have to, in a sense, shrink yourself down or lower your expectations so that, I don't know, maybe it's because they don't want to see you disappointed. That might come with good intent, but I feel like that's just possibly fear projection. I feel like when you're a kid, you're allowed to dream as much as you want. People are like, oh, you're just a kid, the real world will hit you when you're older, or not even children, but it's normal to associate dreaming big with naivety or innocence. And then being mature or grown up is facing the harsh reality that you are just going to have to suffer. Like, of course, life does come with suffering, but I don't know why that's the standard for what's realistic. It just feels like pessimism is getting confused with realism. I know there's a thought, like MJ from No Way Home, lowering expectations means you can't get disappointed. What is the point of that? Sorry, MJ, I love you, but what is the point? I feel like the line between pessimism and realism really gets blurred, especially when throughout all your life people tell you to be more mature, be more realistic, do the safe path, do what everyone else is doing. Thing is, with the current economic state of the world right now, nothing is safe. Nothing is guaranteed. A stable job isn't guaranteed. Stable economy. Even the next 10 years aren't guaranteed. So I feel like that's why, at least for me, there's nothing that should be holding you back in your dreams because it's not realistic. And that isn't to say, like, be delusional. I'm just wondering why being reasonable is associated with being negative. Being reasonable can be like, yeah, working towards your goals and still having that belief that you can achieve these things. I feel like it's totally unreasonable to give up before even seeing the results. I don't even know where this belief came from. It really seems like a know your limits kind of thing, which this has to come with a lot of nuance because, of course, everyone should know their limits. Know your limits, but don't let anyone else impose those limits on you to a reasonable extent. I feel like if everyone stuck to knowing their limits, we wouldn't change. If everyone stuck to the norm of what was known at a certain time, a certain age, we wouldn't have had revolutions. We wouldn't have had any progress. Like, so many bad cycles in the past have been broken because someone decided that this isn't how it should be, and I feel like that's awesome. Like, I'm sure whoever pushes past the mold, like huge problems like systemic racism, I mean, it's still around, but like, yeah. I feel like it's inevitable that whoever pushes past their limits gets called delusional to a certain extent. But that's why I also believe it's better to be more delusional than realistic. It's better to aim higher for what you believe is achievable than lower yourself, shrink yourself, know your limits, because what is the point of that? I feel like that just goes without saying. I don't know. That's the Ponder Sesh. Thanks for listening, and see you all next time.